There is one concern in the present scenario that is very unfortunate and heartbreaking. That is suicides committed by young students. For the past few years, the rate of suicides committed by students has been exponentially increasing. As a matter of fact, every hour, one student tends to commit suicide in our country according to the National Crime Records Bureau. Have you ever wondered why do these students actually commit suicide? The prime reason being fear of examination. Before, a student used to commit suicide after writing their exam and after the results are out. But now, the situation has become so pathetic that a student tends to commit suicide before even writing their exam. You would have heard few students in Tamil Nadu committed suicide even before attempting their NEET exam. Now, let us get to the statistics of these NEET and JEE exams. Around 15.97 lakh students registered for the NEET exams this year, out of which 85 to 90% of the candidates appeared for the exam. And around 6.35 lakh students wrote the JEE main exams, out of which only around 13,000 plus seats are available at the IITs and around 75,000 plus seats are available for the NEET aspirants. Even in that 75,000, only around 30,000 plus seats belong to government colleges. So it is clearly seen that the chances of getting a seat is very minute. No matter how much ever hard a student studies, chances of getting a seat is very difficult. On top of this, there is bias based on the category of the students. So in case if a student belongs to a general merit, it is even more difficult for him or her to get a seat in any of these colleges. We also need to understand that not all students come from very good financial background and not all students have been taught in very good coaching centers and by good teachers. So in case if a student doesn't get a seat in the college and ends up losing his or her life, who is responsible? In the year 2017, a girl called Anita from Tamil Nadu, she secured 1,176 out of 1,200 marks in her 12th examination, but unfortunately couldn't clear her NEET exam and ended up losing her life. So who's responsible for her to take such decision and for all the other students who end up losing a life just because they couldn't get a college and didn't clear the exam? Is it the government? Is it the teachers? Is it the parents? Or is it the student himself or herself? Or is it the society? Unfortunately, it's a complete big blame game and it's a big argument. I'm not going to get much deeper into this, but anyways, I would like to share a small story to all of you, especially for the students who wrote these exams. There was a man walking through an elephant camp. There he noticed that huge elephants were tied with just a small piece of rope to one of their legs. The man was astonished and surprised to see that none of the elephants even made an attempt to break free themselves from the ropes and free from the elephant camp. The man wanted to know why and he asked one of the trainers over there. The trainer said that when these elephants were younger, those ropes were used to hold them back. At that point of time, the ropes was enough to hold the elephant back. So now, even after the elephants have grown up, they still believe that they can't break through those ropes. So boys and girls, why did I tell you this story was? Like how the rope is holding the elephant back, the society is holding us back. The society is making us feel that just because we haven't got a certain amount of marks, just because we haven't cleared a certain exam, the society is making us feel that we are fit for nothing. Remember, what other people think of you is not important because most people don't even know what they think of themselves. Sometimes, the rope over here is our own mind itself. Our own mind tells that we are fit for nothing and we won't be able to do anything in our future just because of the present scenario. Sometimes what happens is, you would have studied day and night, put in all your effort, given your best shot and attempted the exam, but still you don't get your desired marks. Most people, what they do is they tend to compare themselves with other people. Oh, this person has studied lesser than me, but still he has got more marks. People go into depression, they become anxious, they become shattered, they become low in their lives. At this point of time, you might feel that you deserve what you want, but still you don't get. There is perhaps only one reason for that. I'll tell you 5 magical words. Remember this whenever you feel depressed or anxious or low in your life. God has planned something better. Yes, dear friends, just recollect a moment of your past where you have experienced a certain kind of failure and then realize that you have been redirected to something better. I'll give you a small example. A person called Jason, he couldn't clear his NEET exams few years back. He later went on to pursue environmental management, and then he started to enjoy what he did. He said that, I'm very happy that I didn't clear my NEET exam. Now, if you guys haven't cleared your NEET exams, I just want you to ask these two questions to yourself. The first question is, do I really want to be a doctor? Does my heart say so? The second question is it feasible for me to attempt NEET another year, or have I already attempted 2-3 times, and are my parents financially stable enough to support me for another attempt? If your answer is yes, think about having another attempt. But if your answer is no, don't worry, NEET is not the only option for you to have a happy future. In fact, let me ask you a question. How many people in this world do you think are doing what they wanted to do? In fact, how many of your parents are doing what they wanted to do? Not many, right? There are plenty of other options other than NEET also for you to have a great and a happy future. Just seek help from people, talk to other people, get to know about more options that you have. If you need any guidance, you can put it in the comment section. Our team will guide you. You don't need to worry. Yes, there are certain cases where certain parents struggle financially to make ends meet. On top of that, they take financial loans to educate their child. And even this child puts in all the effort, studies hard day and night, gives his best shot. But just in case, if this child doesn't clear the exam, imagine what goes through him or her. Most of the previous cases where students have committed suicide, their last saying or their last note has been, "Sorry Amma, sorry Appa." Just imagine the kind of pain the child is going through. The child feels that he has increased the burden of his or her parents by just not clearing this exam, and just because they weren't able to get a seat, and commit suicide. Unfortunately, they fail to realize that by just committing suicide, they are increasing the burden of their parents to an unimaginable extent. Now boys and girls, let me ask you a question. Is your job is to clear NEET and get a seat in a medical college? If your answer is yes, you are wrong. Your job is to study hard, put in all your efforts, and attempt the exam with all sincerity and honesty. If you have done this, you must be proud on yourself, and your parents must be proud on you. Now, if you are a person who is totally sad, depressed, and anxious of what is going to happen in future, I just want you to do one simple thing. That is, put a smile on your face. Just smile. If you're able to smile even at this situation, believe me, you're a tough boy or you're a tough girl. And remember, tough situations don't last forever, but tough people do. And don't forget, God has planned something better for you. All the best.